Hey everyone. Alright, today's video is going to be over two-step equations. Make sure you write down everything you see on the screen. Your objective: I will be able to identify the parts of two-step equations to solve them. Alright, so first of all, what is a two-step equation? That is going to be an equation that has two operations, and that means it's going to take you 2 steps to solve it. Now, the goal of solving any equation is to isolate the variable. And that means to get the variable by itself on one side of the equation, then we can see what it actually equals. All right, let's look at the parts of a two-step equation. We know that the letter is the variable, and that just stands for whatever we don't know. We know that the number standing alone is the constant. And now we have a new term. This is the coefficient. And this is the number that you see right in front of the variable. Now, this actually means multiplication. So when you see something like this really means 2 times x. So anytime you see a number in front of the variable, that means it's multiplication. All right, let's talk about the steps to actually solving a two-step. So the first thing we want to do is separate the left and right side of the equation. Then we want to use an inverse operation to move the constant. The constant is what we move first. Then we would solve and rewrite. Then we'll use an inverse operation to move the coefficient. So the coefficient is what we move second. Then we would solve that. Then we'll check our answer and graph. So let's do an example together. All right, example 1, I have 5x plus 2 equals 22. So this is saying 5 times some number plus 2 equals 22. So I'm going to separate the left and right side of the equation. Now, we want to move the constant first. So we want to get rid of this 2. And here's why. I don't know what this means. This is 5x, this is some mystery value. So since I don't know what that is, I basically have some number plus 2 and that equals 22. So we can easily say, okay, well, what is 22 minus 2? So let's do that. We know the inverse of adding is subtracting. 22 minus 2 would be 20. And then I'm going to write that over here and cancel it because we've taken that out. So this is telling me that this mystery value right here has to be 20 because 20 plus 2 equals 22. So that's why we have to move that first. Now, I know 5x equals 20, so I'm going to carry that down. Now I have a simple one-step equation. 5 times some number equals 20. So the inverse of multiplying by 5 would be to divide by 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so we're literally left with 1x. So now I want to check this. So if x equals 4, that means that 5 times 4 plus 2 should equal 22. So let's use order of operations. We're going to multiply first. 5 times 4 is 20. And then I'm going to rewrite the rest of the equation. 20 plus 2 is 22. The left and the right side are equal. So yes, this is our answer. Now I want to graph. So x equals 4. So I'm going to put 4 on the number line, and then I'm just going to number by 2's. Again, just like last video, you can number it however you want as long as you're going from least to greatest and you have your answer on that number line. And I'm going to put a filled in circle at 4. All right, example 2, 7x minus 3 equals 46. So I'm going to separate the left and right side of the equation. Now the first number that I want to take care of is the constant. So I want to take care of this 3. So I know some mystery value minus 3 equals 46. So I want to figure out what this mystery value is. So the inverse of subtracting 3 would be to add 3. 46 plus 3 is 49. So I've taken care of this, so I'm going to cross it out. So now this mystery value actually equals 49. So I'm going to write that down here. 7x equals 49. Now I have a simple one step. The inverse of multiplying by 7 would be to divide by 7. 49 divided by 7 is 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So we are literally left with 1x. So x equals 7. Now I want to check. So if x equals 7, that means 7 times 7 minus 3 should equal 46. So 7 times 7 is 49. So 49 minus 3 should equal 46. 49 minus 3 is 46. The left and the right side are equal, so that means our answer is correct. Now I'm going to graph. So I'm going to put 7 here and fill in some other numbers. And then I want to have a filled in circle at 7. Alright, example 3. X divided by 4 plus 9 equals 14. Now, we don't see a coefficient here, but we do see a number that's basically, as we see it, it looks like it's kind of attached to x. So it's the same thing. We have a mystery value, and we want to figure out what that actually means. So let's go ahead and separate the left and right side of the equation. So I don't know what this is, but I do know that something plus 9 equals 14. And I want to figure out what that something is. So the inverse of adding 9 would be to subtract 9. 14 minus 9 is 5. And then I cancel that because I've already solved that part. So I know that this mystery value is going to equal 5 because 5 plus 9 equals 14. So now I'm just going to rewrite that down here. Now I have a simple one step. Something divided by 4 equals 5. So again, I'm going to separate the left and the right side. Now the inverse of dividing by 4 would be to multiply by 4. So I'm going to multiply by 4 on both sides. 5 times 4 equals 20. If we divide by 4, then multiply by 4, we end up in the same place. So those cancel, and I'm left with x. So x equals 20. Now we have to check. If x equals 20, that means that 20 over 4 plus 9 should equal 14. So let's use order of operations again. Division comes before addition. 20 divided by 4 is 5. And then I'm going to rewrite the rest of the equation. So 5 plus 9 is 14. That equals the right side. So yes, this is our answer. And now I'm going to graph. So I'm going to put 20 in the middle, fill in some other numbers, and I want a filled in circle at 20. Okay, now it is time for you to try. You can work these two problems. Make sure you show all of your work, check your answers, and graph them. If you're having trouble figuring out what to move first, just remember, cover up what you don't know, and then go from there. All right, we'll see you next class day.